Sylvia Ayton, welcome to the University of Huddersfield.
Thank you. I've been here quite a few times.
Yes, I believe so. And you've come along today to the symposium,
Yes.
Creative Cut. You were just talking there really about your life in the industry, starting from when you were a young girl, right the way through to when you were at Wallis. One of the points that you made, though, was that you enjoyed your favourite times was when you were working for yourself, if you like. And I just wondered, what was the difference between that and then working for a big organisation like Wallis?
When one worked for oneself, you really did find that whatever feeling you had, you made it, and you were on key with the time then was the department store clothes that their mothers were wearing, and the young girls wanted to get away from that. And it was the same feeling that you were having, so that you weren't a grown-up person designing. You were with the kids designing for them. And so when I went to Wallis, which was quite a few years later, one was really a little bit dubious about it because, again, you were designing for grown-up ladies, where I suppose I should have been a grown-up lady by then, but somehow one never really quite gets so grown-up. It was, again, the feeling that you knew what they wanted. You knew they wanted to have confidence, putting on something that made them feel lovely, and it had details on it that they weren't overpowering. You could see them coming to that. Used to go and do shop research. You'd go in and watch them put the coat on, and every coat was black usually, and then you'd feel the sleeve, and then you might have a little cuff because they were crammed together. They'd put it on, and you could see them in the mirror. Oh, what should I must do first? I must get my face fixed or my hair. Oh, that's a nice collar. Oh, and then tie the belt in, clinching the belt. Oh, it's got a nice cup. Oh, it's got that. Oh, I'll have that. So that was a feeling that if you could get that across in each garment you did, your sales would go up and your repeats would go up, and there'd be no markdowns, which is the best time then, no markdowns, and it's fantastic. I mean, it was so involved. We drawings, you did hundreds of drawings, and then you had a meeting with the powers that be, and you sort of pushed the ones you really liked, because you had to make sort of 5,000 of a coat, because it went to every department store, every Wallis shop, or they'd do a few for your soul, which would be 500 again, the ones like in some of those drawings you just saw, the big coat in the 3 colours, that took meters and meters of fabric, but it was, you knew the customer would like it, so you didn't have to do too many. So you mustn't do a coat that's too boring or too extreme. It had to be exactly right for that customer, and you felt you were that customer. Like I said, she'd go out to eat with her friends, and oh, you've got a new coat. Yes. Do you like it? Oh, where did you get it? Wallis. Do you mind if I get one as well? And everyone felt pleased about it. And it's that feeling that from your drawing that every time I drew the face first. Do I like that lady? Yes. Don't I? No. I'll try again. And so you drew her, and it was often the feeling. My drawings were foolscap, which they don't make anymore.
Because drawings are, to you, one of the big parts of it. As you've just said, if the drawing is right,
yes.
The dress will be right.
I became that coat, that woman wearing that drawing. Can I feel it? Does it look nice? If it's got too many buttons, no, because she goes to a restaurant and the waiter says, can I take your coat? One moment. And she's bending down, undoing 500 buttons. Not a good move, When you design a jacket, don't use the same, they said, the pattern cutters.
So it's got to be practical, yes, as well as look beautiful.
Can we use the same belt? No, because it will be hanging below her jacket. It needs to be shorter now. And often, rather than have it altered, turn the cuff back so your facing is long and you haven't got the lining when you turned it back. There's little things which really help that customer come to Wallis.
And if you were to just say, if you had a student sat here and you could tell that student one thing, they're starting out right now in what hopefully will be a glorious career. What advice would you give her? What's the one thing?
I think it really is for her to love what she's designed. Don't design something that you wouldn't wear, that you don't like, that you like it, so she's going to like it. That feeling comes across. You want to talk to her. There's a lot of customers come into the shops. So if you're making 5,000, there's going to be 5,000 customers. You want her to feel exactly what you felt as you drew that, and you think, oh, I'll rub that bit out. I believe in the rubbing out. Take that out and it's going to be nicer without that. You know, too many buttons, whatever. So everything levels. You know, when you hang pictures on the wall, oh, that's the wrong position. The buttons, do they work the same height as the pocket? Without knowing why it looks right, you know, the level looks right. You know, those things all the time.
You've received an MBE.
I did.
But just putting that to one side, I mean, that might be the thing that you most cherish. But what was the garment that you produced? What was the one thing you thought that was for me?
The one that sold most.
The one.
It was quite fun when the MBE was presented to me by Prince Charles because the Queen was away, and he sort of came. There's all sorts of people before you get there, and he said, "You did this for Wallis," and I said, "Yes, you should tell your wife." And he said, "Oh, yes, I will." You know, and he pins the thing on you, and you walk backwards and go. You know, so I thought, I wonder if he ever did tell her. Have a look at Wallis.
And which design was your favourite?
There were so many, and I keep everything. So I have got all the files from when Wallis moved from, we had to move into Sears, into the Topshop building in Oxford Street. I had to abandon our company cars because we weren't going anywhere. But I've kept all my drawings from the 60s as well, because I had a business with Sandra, so I have hundreds and hundreds of beautiful 60s drawings that I now use for my Christmas cards. So if anyone is interested in looking at my Christmas cards, you know, beautiful drawings of silk theatre suits that we did when we were students in Walthamstow. What is a silk theatre suit? Come on, you know. And an organdy party dress, you know, we were students in tweed dirndls. So, you know, I look at those and think, you know, that was amazing drawing. How did I do that? And if you put water on the page and draw with a pen, it makes it look like mohair because it just floods out. So all those exciting things you did with pencil and paper, which most probably were more exciting than the pattern cutting and more exciting than actually seeing the garments. It moved on when I got to Wallis that the garments, you know, you had a sales book, you know, that coat sold really, really well. Every week you check the sales. Whew, I've still got the job.
Sylvia Ayton, it's been lovely to talk to you. I hope you enjoy yourself here today.
Thank you very much. I shall, because it is just, I'm going to go to I want to go to every talk, but it's impossible. I'll try and just be calm.
The University of Huddersfield, inspiring tomorrow's professionals.